Good evening, everyone. We have here a 1v1 between Hoang and, well, Hera. This is one of Hoang's other accounts.
Yeah.
However, let's just get right into it. So, we have in the red, Rin, or Hoang, playing as, you guessed it, Celts. In the blue, we have Hera playing as the Britons, so Celts versus Britons. Obviously, we have Hera asking what RIN means. Funny how they're starting everything out, and Hoang says, it's my name. Easy.
Kid.
Hera being very Canadian there. Get send a little heart. But funny how when you get to a certain level, they're able to do these quick Dark Ages, complete builds, no problems, and be sending each other messages at the same time. Talking about each other's names. Anyways, let's get right into it. So, Hera in the blue playing as the Britons does have a fairly good base. Back berries, back gold. That is very good when playing specifically against Hoang. We all know that this kind of player, he does love to drush, he does love to do his typical mangonel pushes, and I do expect to see that at some point during this game. On the other side, we have the man, the myth, the legend. Very good base as far as walling potential. He has back gold, back stones. He can get a wall up here. That will protect this whole area. Little wall in the front too. Overall, both of them have fairly safe maps. They are very close together, which is something to note, that most likely Hoang will be finding Hera very, very shortly, and vice versa. Hera almost picking up those goats, but doesn't quite make it in time. So, just speed up a little bit here. The main reason I wanted to take a look at this video in particular, these two players have vastly different play styles and are known for completely different things. Obviously, we know the YOLO pushes of Hoang, we've all seen them. Sending as much forward as possible, destroying TCs, destroying the enemy before the enemy can do anything to respond. Hera being more of a meta-based player, he will likely build up some army, but look to boom a little bit. Typically he plays by the books, and Hoang plays the exact opposite. So, right now, nothing too crazy going on. Just doing some scouting around. As far as scouting, at this point, Hoang hasn't necessarily found where Hera is, but he can probably guess that he's up in that area there. Pushing in the deer. It is quite a long push, but not quite a problem when you get to this level. And for Hera's perspective, he also has not scouted. He is pushing in his own gear. Obviously sees that one of them is missing, and that is because, well, Hoang took it. So red going up to the feudal age already, just a little bit ahead of blue, and we will see a little bit of aggression. Interestingly enough, both of these players have the exact same bill count, the only difference being, of course,
Grayton?
the HP on the villagers.
Arlo.
That is from the loom upgrade that Hoang chose not to pursue. There we are. Red making it up to the feudal age that much faster. He does get that extra little bit on his scout. Immediate blacksmith market from Hera, and we will see the exact same from Hoang. Interestingly enough, there was that big difference between the two of them. Has been completely negated. They are fully even. The only difference being that Hoang had that one extra little bit of time at the beginning, but now they're completely even vills, fairly close for the actual upgrades. do not believe that Hera has done his eco upgrades as of yet.
Ready.
Greeting.
And just as we expected, 2 vills going forward. Interested to see what we will see out of these 2. Likely, I mean, the standard seems to be forward siege workshop, but this siege workshop is not even going to be forward, it's going to be in the back of Hera's base. When we look at his fog of war, he's not going to be able to see that for a very long time. 2 stables coming up, obviously playing as Celts. That is not necessarily standard, but it is very important. Hera is collecting a lot of stone. He will be able to drop a castle and likely 2 TCs fairly quick after that. And going forward with that Vill, he does not spot the stables. Will he make the wall in? He does not. That is very important. Not just that he was able to kill a villager, but that he was able to prevent that villager from seeing these 2 stables, and that buys him just that much time because Hera knows what to expect. He sees that Vill there now, he sees a stable there now, and he knows exactly what's happening. So he starts off his little walls, and that is that. We do have 2 knights coming forward. Might be able to get a pick off of a single Vill. Hera not being able to do this full wall off in time. 1 Vill goes down, 2 Vill go down, 3 Vill go down. That is massive at this point in the game. 4 Vill lead for Hoang, and that is just what he wants to see. He knows he's not winning based on anything other than pure aggression against Hera. Do have these 2 idle villagers, but that is about it. This castle placement, not even close to ideal. Sitting way too close to the TC. Would have loved to have seen it a bit forward, but when you get to a certain situation, you know that that opponent is attacking you and going forward, you just need a castle at that point. Longbows is what Hera's going against. That might be a, well, it is a very confident move. Longbows not seen very often, can't get that critical mass as quickly as you can with something like, well, crossbows and archery ranges. These 3 knights going right under the castle fire into the wood line, get another Vill pick, and really getting a big advantage as far as economy. Still just sitting in his small little area. The siege workshop is up, preparing these scorpions. Scorpions, as a side note, do have less range than these longbowmen, so that is something that at this level does make a huge impact, particularly because they can be targeted down, microed down very easily. Red just continuing on with more scorpions. Looking to heal up where he can and do as much damage as possible. Really pushing Hera off this wood line. Hera moved back to that back wood line now. Should be good to go back there, unless he gets attacked on the side. Good move on his part. He has put longbow in the castle. That's 10 longbow that were weakened, but are not going to be killed. And Red doesn't even care about being spotted. He walks right past that mining camp. He's not sneaking around. He's going slowly with Vills and 5 scorpions, as well as his 3 knights. Those knights can be cleaned up by this many longbowmen, specifically with the proper micro that we will be expected to see. However, these scorpions will need to be microed down, and it will just be more problematic. Right now, there is a 9 Vill lead for Hoang. Hera being pushed off another wood line, having to fall back. He knows that these scorpions are going to cause a lot of damage. And look at this, a boom from the man. He goes forward, he builds up. This is the difference between where we saw him maybe even 6 months ago to where he is now. and he's really worked on his economy, worked on his full overall game.
Yay.
Big pushes here. Hera
Ready.
completely decimated economy. Already behind in vills, seeing
Ready.
villagers bumping up and down, seeing villagers just completely idle.
Ready.
But Hera just being cheeky, going in, out of that TC, he doesn't really mind too much.
Yay.
Might actually go into TC, take out one of these scorpions if it goes too far forward, and there you go. Scorpion goes down. 5 scorpions to go. And the major difference is these longbows are going to continue to have more and more range, whereas these scorpions aren't going to be increasing by too much. So as the game goes on, the longbows do become stronger, and you can mass them a lot easier than the scorpions. Less easy to micro the scorpions as well. Hoang dropping houses all the way around Hera's base, which may seem a bit odd to begin with, but when you look at his fog of war, he has visibility everywhere. See this TC going up, he can see all the way around. If he gets town watch, it's going to make a huge difference for him. But we're getting to that point where Hera is building up that critical mass of longbows. See what happens out of there. Again, 3 TCs for Hoang, only 2 right now for Hera.
Kid.
These shots are very good, especially when the archers do clump up this much. He is getting kills out of these, but he is also losing his scorpions. Look at this economy. I mean, you're playing against Hera.
Yay.
You don't expect to be destroying his
Mandatum.
economy to this degree.
Briton.
Such a good play on Hoang's part to be playing against one of the top players in the world and doing this. And now moving to his 4th TC, really pushing this economy through as much as he possibly can. Getting to that almost to a 20 lead, which is huge. But big mistake on this part, losing the scorpions. These longbowmen just taking a shot, backing up, take a shot, back up, take a shot, back up. Going forward with vills. Just a desperate play from Hera, trying to distract as many of the scorpions as they can, but look at this, more vills dying, and Hera does not have the economy to be losing villagers. More scorpions on this side, pushing forward, but that is a major loss. The 22 longbows that Hera does have, they are quite a bit. However, these scorpions are still very strong, and there are a lot of weak longbows. I think both these players are, it's a ranked game. They're not playing for any championships or anything along those lines. They are playing fairly memey, to say the least. And I'd love to see. Okay, good. It's coming in now. They're playing a bit memey with the longbows instead of crossbows, with scorpions instead of mangonel or anything like that. But still, tons of damage right now. This town center constantly being forcing idols, forcing just running back and forth between that wood line, this wood line. Hera, it's a surprise he's got any wood at all. He's got 128, and that is it. And that is a big deal when you are making longbows.
Yay.
Valgara.
But again, this is what Hoang's doing. He is keeping an eye on this entire map. He is going to lose his villager here, but that will mean that he knows now these longbowmen are coming his way back to his base. Not sure the damage they'll be able to do. They do outrange the TCs, of course. Just noticed this, those 2 goats were not found by Hoang at the beginning of the game. Dropping a castle right next to his TC. He's really playing the right next to the TC move. See if any of these vills can be taken out. Quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. This is very bad. Lots of losses. Almost a 30 vill lead right now. This TC, while it is doing a lot of damage, it actually, there's a possibility that it could fall to Scorpions. Likely not going to happen, but it is a possibility. All these longbowmen getting taken out by Scorpions. Who knew? Celt Scorpions versus English longbowmen was going to be the game we were seeing today. These ones just falling around. Scorpions sitting all over the place right now. If you look at the military of Hoang, he's got 1, maybe 2 knights sitting around, building his 5th TC now, but he has 15 different Scorpions right now. That is huge. Hera just on the 2 TCs still, putting down his 3rd, but it will be quite a while before he can catch up on Eco. Especially with the military falling behind too. While these houses are a little bit annoying for Hera and they do provide line of sight, an issue of course arises in that eventually they will be taken down and there's a possibility of losing housing. Likely it's already top of mind. There's well enough housing population for him to be fine for the next 10 minutes, but it is thought that might be crossing his mind at this point in time. TCs, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TCs right now for Hoang. He is pushing as much of an eco as he possibly can while he keeps a little bit of pressure, well, a lot of pressure really, on with the Scorpions. I think the name of the game right now will be getting up to the Imperial Age, getting some trebs, taking down these castles, because right now there's nothing that Hoang has that he can push the castles with. I'd like to see these Scorpions move up a little bit, just running around slow-mo with this knight, making sure nothing's coming through, attacking his eco. While playing fairly, the typical aggressive way that he does play, he is building up more of a defense. It's not such a YOLO strat as we have come to learn him to have. He's just moving around, slowly circling around and around, closing out more and more and more. And here's Hera putting down his 4th TC. With the Britons, you have obviously that bonus with the cheaper TCs. Makes a large difference right now. But look here on the right, going up to the Imperial Age. That is a huge impact because Hera is nowhere near the Imperial Age, while he does have a lot of military in comparison. Especially with the way that Hoang's is completely split up. There is absolutely nothing you can do against Siege Round. Not sure how serious Hera's been taking this game. Not liking this move. This is a very bad move. Losing, yep, every single one of those Scorpions. So now that is a big loss. That is going to create a big impact. So Trebs will be coming forward. Scorpions and Trebs. What do we got going on here? This is a playful yet fun way to play the game. Look at this mess of Scorpions. Longbows coming forward. Again, 16 Scorpions that will actually soon be upgraded and will have the range that these longbowmen have. This battering ram will eventually be cap ram and then siege ram, I'm sure. And Hera, not too interested in going up to the Imperial Age. He hasn't been dropping any archery ranges. He's not really working on any blacksmith upgrades like crazy or anything like that. He doesn't really mind about the whole situation. Here, Celtica coming in for Hoang, putting in that extra HP, which will make a huge difference. At this point in time, not sure what Hera will have as far as military by the time that he reaches that point. This 13.
Kid.
Plus however many are in this little group here. that's pretty much it for his military count. And he is being blocked into a smaller and smaller circle as we speak.
Kid?
We do see armor upgrades coming in for some possibly knights. And that's it. That's the GG. End of game. And looks like what happened. Hera just resigns. He knows he's not going to win this one.
Kia?
Losing his army up here. Trying to go down. There's nothing he can do against the massive amount of siege that the Celts can produce. And really unique game in that they're both playing a little bit memey strategies, trying out something different, more entertaining, more for fun. But overall, good game between the classic Celt play and a little bit of a different Briton move. Take a look at the stats. You know, Hera actually had pretty good job on the statistics. Might be mostly just because of that largest army, and he took down 2 buildings, those 2 stables. But overall, good game between the two of them. I'll see you next time.